how do you go about like arranging your sounds into a structure? How do you come up with song structures? How do you come up with like a synth idea, and like when you come up with an idea or like a drum idea, how do you figure where should I put this? Where does this go here?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think that sometimes I don't even really understand it myself. I think that sometimes I really do feel it kind of like manifests itself, but I think that I think more than I think I tend to find myself. It happens usually a certain way, so I'll try to answer your question in that sense. Usually, um, usually I'll start. I kind of like will hear like a bass
Mhm.
for me. It's kind of really starts with a bass, and I think and that's kind of I think it's apparent through most of my tracks. I mean, the bass is a very primary portion, or at least I see it that way. Um, and and then honestly, like I usually will, throw a simple beat on there, and then sort of like it usually doesn't take much like time after that until like I usually come up with this, like some sort of vocal idea, So it sometimes it comes on quick, sometimes it doesn't. If it doesn't like usually come quick, or if I feel like I'm forcing the vocal, sometimes I'll just leave it as an instrumental. It's just like, that's an instrumental, and which I don't really have that many instrumentals, but it does happen where I have instrumentals, and I'm, I'll maybe throw like a minimal vocal in there, or maybe I'll try to revert to sampling, but usually it starts with the bass. And I would say that, I mean, right now, I'm still really learning a lot about like how I'm going about making my music. And I would say that, my the my learning curve right now is really steep, because it wasn't it's not really honestly until like the new year, like 2023, that I've really been able to really kind of like super dive into everything I'm doing. So I'm sure that like the way I arrange and make music will change like pretty rapidly, which I'm excited about. But at the same time, I'm like, God, I always feel like I'm like losing time. I always feel like there's like, time is like chasing me, and I hate that.
it
But
can be it can be very overwhelming having like a bunch of new toys and stuff to
yeah,
play with, or
and just learn, yeah, just trying to
yeah,
learn like this
right.
or that, or I'm trying to like, I'm going through this process like constantly trying to like learn this, because I try to be a one-stop shop. I really do. I try to be as much of a one-stop shop, but nonetheless, as far as like if I was to, just to kind of narrow it down to one thing, I'll usually do it on the RS, and I will usually start with a bass beat, probably it'll probably pull some sort of vocal out of me, and then I'll usually try to match or try to uh complement it with a synth, and then to be very simple about it. But